So what was your plan exactly? You were gonna have Sal search Miranda's house for some DNA belonging to Charlotte, and then you would paternity test behind my back?
I wasn't trying to do anything behind your back. Maybe collecting the DNA. But here's what was gonna happen. I wanted to collect the DNA and then present it to you. Say, hey, I have Charlotte's DNA and I would like to do a paternity test just to be sure, because I think there's corruption there. I want her to be your daughter, I really do. And I think she is. But if there's corruption, why let it go under the radar? So I was gonna get the DNA, I was gonna come to you and then ask you whether or not you wanted to take a test.
You sure about that? Because the first way kind of sounds more like you. I don't think you were going to bring this to me at all.
Brian, I know a lot of people try to get in your head, try to convince you that I have evil intentions, and it's hard to not be influenced when you are on an internet reality show. You probably got a lot of opinions coming your way, but I'm not out to hurt you. I'm only ever trying to help you. I promise you that.
Alright. So we're still squared away, right? We still have a mutual understanding that you're not going to pursue any of that anymore. And honestly, I've been debating on whether or not I should stop looking for Charlotte altogether.
Really? That's surprising to me.
Yeah. But before Charlotte was your miracle baby, before anyone in the church knew of her, that was your plan altogether, no? You wanted me to distance myself from Charlotte and Miranda.
Is this really something that you're considering, though? Because I was just gonna sit back, let you do I had faith that you were gonna find her. I wasn't gonna interfere, and then when we found her, I was gonna gently ask you whether or not we could take a paternity test. But if you're just gonna not touch it, then
for the time being, possibly, yeah. Long term, I'm never gonna give up on my daughter. But me and Tiffany had to sit down, and she personally asked me to stop looking for Charlotte, and I don't want it to affect our relationship. I know I already have, but I don't want to lose myself more to this search.
I'm slightly offended. Because like you brought up just a couple seconds ago, I was the one who initially told you to leave your daughter alone, move on with your life. Remember, I was very harsh on Miranda. And now because Tiffany told you to stop looking for your daughter, you're choosing her over me. In a sense, I was saying this before anybody else. It was a baby out of wedlock, and then I changed my stance and made her my miracle baby.
Well, I think there's a big difference between my relationship with you and my relationship with Tiffany. She's never hurt me. Not that you have intentionally, but Tiffany is becoming more and more my life. So, I'm gonna leave Miranda alone. I'm gonna stop busting my butt chasing leads. And we came to the agreement that you're not gonna do that either. I hope that you'll be able to open your natural birth wing down the line, and you can focus on that, and hopefully me and Tiffany can start a family of our own. And I hope to be reunited with Charlotte one day, but I'm not going to lose myself in the process.
Okay, I respect that. I have to respect that, right? But I do want you to consider one thing.
What do you need me to consider?
I personally, again, was hoping that you would find your daughter on your own and I wouldn't have to get involved. Because obviously I said I would stop pursuing her, and I have. But also, the people in the church who consider her a miracle baby, or even your fans, the second that you stop looking for her, gives off the vibe that you're a bad father. A lot of people are going to say that about you. Are you prepared for the world to see you in that way? Because it was admirable that you were looking for her. But if you're going to take a break, it's your daughter.
I care about the people of the church. They feel like family. But at the same time, I need to do what's best for me. And like Tiffany said, I'm not going to be a good dad, partner, or nephew, or even mechanic if I'm going stir crazy over my daughter's whereabouts. I know that God's protecting her wherever she is. I know that Miranda's protecting her, and after what Miranda's been through in her life, she deserves a break from everybody.
Well, I'm proud of you for putting your foot down, having a backbone, and pursuing what you believe. It's admirable. You have my word that I will not paternity test behind your back or look for Charlotte or anything, but are you thirsty? I am so rude for not offering you a drink as my guest. You're always my guest.
Not really thirsty. I had a big Gatorade before I came here.
Are you sure? I have iced tea. Sparkling water. Whatever you want, I'll pour you a glass.
I'm good. What are you trying to do? Collect my DNA?
No. I just told you. I'm not taking paternity tests anymore. Why would I do such a thing? That'd be a very sneaky endeavor on my end. Not like that.
I'm kidding. Joking. I'm gonna check on Tiffany in the other room. She's oddly quiet. You said you wanted to talk to her about the commercial, right?
Yes. Right. Honestly, forgot about that. You're okay with her doing a commercial for me, right? 'Cause I know there was some weirdness there, some trust issues there.
I was against it initially because I felt like your intentions might not have been pure, and her testimony is quite personal to her. So now that I have you man to man here, nephew to uncle, uncle to nephew, you're not just using her for her testimony, right? Trying to get approval for your natural birth wing. Because I don't want her to be used that way. I hope that you're asking her for pure intentions, not something vile.
As a nephew, I sat down with her to just ask what her opinion was on natural birth. Because I know she's one of the many people that I speak to that wants to do that when they have a child. And then she told me this riveting, incredible, breathtaking, heart-stopping testimony about her aunt. So tragic, so sad, but so inspiring. And the way it hit me, oh my God, I just know that it'll penetrate a lot of the people in the church. So it's all pure intentions on my end, nephew.
Okay? Because she's a very smart girl. Smarter than I'll ever be, but she's also got a very big heart. And when you have a very big heart, you're very trusting. And I don't want her to put her trust in the wrong person.
Well, she trusts you.
That's a joke, right? Because I'm very trustworthy. I never break my bond. Maybe that's my downfall. So I'm very loyal. Hell, I'm sitting at this table with you when I probably shouldn't be.
It's 100% a joke. Yes.
Though people have to laugh for it to be a joke.
Well, no one laughed at your paternity test joke. Kidding. I found it quite funny. Are you sure you don't want to drink? It's a very long discussion. My throat's dry. I can pour you a glass of something.
No, I'm good, Uncle. I'll go check on Tiffany.
Alright, well, if you change your mind.
Well, this is probably the quickest turnaround for me saying that you were right about something, but you were right about something.
Well, whatever it's about, I'm not surprised because I'm usually right about everything. I think you should know that by now as my son, but what is it this time that I was right about?
I'd hate to say it, but you were right about Melissa. She's a thief. I thought she was changed, but, I gave that bracelet back to Miranda, and there was sticky fingers all over again. I mean, bracelet does have her blood in it, but still. Yeah, I opened up to her.
Well, I warned you. Before your grief, you wouldn't have given Melissa the light of day. Remember how you were treating her when she went back to, when she started to work at your job? You cut her off immediately. You left your job to avoid her in the second that you were filled with grief, sadness, depression, and this sense of loss. You let her in. With Miranda leaving you high and dry, no one else to help you, obviously you're gonna form Stockholm syndrome, I would say.
It wasn't all grief though, Ma. It really wasn't. Like, we connected, or at least I thought I did. I should have known with her stupid bird that she let die. She wasn't changed.
Well, that's exactly why I said to you that you kind of have blinders on, and you only stick to these two women, Miranda and Melissa. And there are other people out there who can connect with you. I know it feels like a small world when you're grieving. You feel like these four walls are closing in, but the world is a big place filled with many different people. Look at your sister meeting Chelsea, right? Yeah, Chelsea in the museum.
It's hard though, Ma. I get what you mean. That I only see two girls in my life, right? But not that I'm looking, but who the hell is gonna want to be with me after a divorce? Losing my son, my addictions. I'm 34 in a brand new career. Most people in the tattoo industry, I could be wrong about this. I know people start late, but still, most tattoo artists start when they're young, in their 20s. I'm 34 and I have so much baggage.
Look, even in the way that I said you need to have an abundance mentality when it comes to dating, you also need to have that mentality when it comes to your problems. You're not the only one who has gone through loss. You're not the only one who had started a career late in your life, and you're definitely, most certainly, I can assure you, not the only one in the world who has gone through a divorce and needs to start over. You're in your early 30s. That's not old. Mid-30s. You need to stop looking at it like the glass is half full. I know I'm a hypocrite when I say that, but still, it's the only advice I can give you.
I just feel like my life is over. I felt like, at least with Melissa, as crazy as it sounded, there was something to salvage there. In my head, there was this comeback story. Like, wow, we both changed, and wow, we both went to prison and rehab. Like, me and her sometimes have more in common than me and Miranda. Like, the experiences that we've had. Miranda doesn't know what it's like to be in jail. Melissa does. Miranda don't know what it's like to do community service, but Melissa does. And the addictions and the mental health stuff.
When I say you're not the only one with those problems, though, maybe you need to meet people who have those problems as well. You and Melissa aren't the only ones who have been in those circumstances.
Is that a joke? I gotta find ex-convicts?
No, that's not what I meant. I'm just saying, you don't want to be trapped in a relationship where I'm with this person because they're the only ones that can understand me. They have been there through my wars, and no one else will get me, and I'm too unique to date because of my situation. How could someone deal with me being in jail? That's something that's never happened, but you're just not unique. I know that as a mother I'm supposed to tell you you're special and there's no one like you. But in this case, you're not special. You'll find someone very easily who can connect with you. You're not a deadbeat anything anymore. You just have to put yourself out there. Not that you're looking, but I'm saying this so you can rid yourself of that chain between you and Melissa. The one thing also that I hate to admit that me and Melissa really, really genuinely have in common, that me and Miranda always argued about. From day one, Miranda wanted a career. She was in college, she was doing good, she wanted that life for her, and the family life was probably not an afterthought, but close to it to her. Melissa's always wanted a family since she was a little girl. Call it overly traditional, but she believed in being that princess with the white picket fence and stuff. And I'm sorry, Mom. I know you wanted a lot for me, and having a family is a lot, but that's all I wanted. For real. I don't know if that's weird for a dude to say, but when I met Miranda, I wanted her to be a stay-at-home mom because that's the life I envisioned. I wanted to have a family. I didn't really care about my job as long as it paid the bills. And I guess I still want that. Even after losing a son, I still want that. I don't want to lie and be like, yo, I only love tattooing. I want to have a family. But I feel guilty saying that. Because isn't that betraying my son? To say oh, I want more kids? That's why I wanted a vasectomy. Because if I did that, I could tell myself okay, it's done. Now move on. Pretend like your legs got cut off or something. All I can say to all that is that your feelings are valid. It may not have been the wisest to rope Miranda into your family goals when she shared different ones, but it's okay that you wanted that. You know what? One thing I'll say to you is I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart for ever misunderstanding how much you valued being a grandma, how much you valued being the head of the family. It's okay to want that stuff. And then I belittled you a lot of the time. And I remember all of us saying, oh, when I was giving Junior up, we were all telling you to get over it. Forget about being a grandma. I'm giving up custody. And then I expected it to be so easy for you. But now I see no, if you want something, you want something. You shouldn't have to trick yourself into not wanting it. And I wanted a family. That's why I wanted Miranda so bad. Because I just wanted to fix that. I just wanted to fix it. I didn't want to get a divorce. I didn't want to give up custody. I just wanted to make her happy. And you know what? My crazy ass said, okay, she wants a divorce and she wants me to give up custody. That'll make her happy. Not ever thinking about me. Everyone says I'm selfish. I never think about me at all. I always put Miranda first. Always. Always. Based off of all that, maybe you and Melissa were meant to be. We're not meant to be, Ma. It's just, she was just a woman I was with. Sometimes I feel like the universe, I don't know. Melissa's a thief. She hit my son. I tried to avoid that for so long. But I realized she hit my son. She tried to break up my marriage. Succeeded at times. She faked paternity tests. And here I was trusting her again. Maybe it was grief. I don't know. Maybe I just want a family. And now I don't know how to start over. I don't want to go on dating sites. I don't want to try things out with people. I don't want to get to know another girl and find out her interests and this and that. I just wanted Miranda. Thinking about starting over is such a chore. When you married someone and you established the whole life. I had a house. I had my bills set up. Our favorite channels saved. Our favorite oven mitt. To rebuild all that.
Now I don't even have Junior to like remember none of it by. I have to start from scratch at 34 years old. Joey, take it from me, someone who's had more life experience than you, who's been through divorces and a lot of downfalls. It's impossible to think about rebuilding your life when you think about the end result, how much you want to do. It's overwhelming, daunting, stressful. Just like building a house. If you look at the house, at the end of the job, it's stressful. But when you build it brick by brick, day by day, that's how you get it done. You're not gonna find an entire family overnight. It takes brick by brick. Brick by brick, right? What happens when you're too weak to lift up a single brick? Because that's what I feel like right now.